Hello everyone, so I'm going to go over the informative section guidelines. This is one of the more simple sections of your research paper because you're not being asked to have an opinion. You can just sort of stick to the facts in the informative section. So the basic requirements are the same as most of the sections, which is 500 words minimum. You will need one or more sources, but you need at least one source that you can pull from because I'm not asking you to just inform out of your head. I need you to back up that information with a source. So something like a background source would be what you want to go for, and you can use more than one. You can use as many as you want, but you need to use at least one. So Times New Roman 12-point font, double spaced, don't mess with your margins, MLA format, and it'll need an MLA works cited page. If you want to just use the works cited page that you did for your literature review because it already has all of your sources on it, I don't mind allowing you to do that, just as long as you have a works cited page with the sources that you use listed in that works cited page, so that you don't have to create a new works cited page for every single paper. So you can use your sources, any of your sources that you used for your literature review, because the literature review is a review of all of your sources. So you'll pull from those sources, or you can add new ones if you would like, just as long as it's reflected in your works cited page. You will submit a rough draft of this. And then because this is a section of your paper, remember, you don't need an introduction or conclusion, and you're still writing about the same topic, and you will be the entire semester. So the purpose of an informative section is to give background information that your reader will need to know to understand your topic. It generally covers either the history of your topic or the current state of your topic, or both. So you're just giving them information that they need in order to understand what you're saying. They need to know what's going on, what's currently or what has in the past been going on. You can cover whatever background information you wish. It can be background of your topic as a whole, or it could just be a background of one of your subtopics. You might just need to cover a little bit of background on this one thing in order to make this one argument. It doesn't have to be a background of your entire topic. In other words, it might cover everything or just a small portion. This section is generally one that is based more on the sources. However, you will need to show how this background is relevant to your topic, so you will need to interpret the facts to reach a conclusion about the relevance of these facts in relation to your argument. And interpretation is subjective, and in this way, your paper will be subjective. So when presenting information, be objective, but then when you interpret the information and how it affects your argument, in that way, become subjective. This mix is crucial to any good argument. So basically, just make sure that you're not just doing a data dump. I know that this is the informative section and you can sort of stick to the facts, but then you have to show, here's how these facts fit in with my argument, and that might be at the end, or that might be throughout, or, it just kind of depends on if you're sort of giving background on multiple things, or if you're giving background on one thing, or, you want to make sure that your reader knows at any given point why they're reading this, basically. Why this is relevant to what you're talking about. So just make sure that you include that, as well as including all the facts. And since you've done your research, you should start to create your informed stance, which is basically the answer to your research question based on your interpretation of your research. So start thinking about, like, what is my stance gonna be? What's the answer to my research question? And start to figure that out on the basis of like what you've researched so far and how that fits or doesn't fit within your existing preconceptions, and altering what you need to alter in order to make an informed argument, as opposed to one that you're just finding research to back up what you think, if that makes sense. So be thinking about that as you go. Okay. All right. So let me know if you have any questions. Let's see. Oops. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. So in terms of a timeline for this one, the rough draft is going to be due so the rough draft is going to be due on November 8th, okay? And you'll do that the same way we've done sort of other online rough drafts with the online peer review, and then you'll have the informative section peer workshop that's due on November 10th. So make sure that you give feedback to your peers by November 10th. And then the final draft of that section will be due on November 14th in class. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in class.